So here we are, Johnny 2B David here with another movie review, Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, back from my excursion from across the United States. This is directed by William Shatner this time, because he wanted his in, and of course it's starring him and DeForest Kelley and Leonard Nimoy, and Walter Koenig, and Nichelle Nichols, and George Doohan, and George Takei, and of course, picks up, obviously, he's been demoted back to captain, and it picks up right where, things been left out. But anyway, it starts on planet Nimbus 3 and whatnot, and it's like on the border of the neutral. It's on the neutral zone border, and it's like supposed to be like a planet of like peace. Planet of galactic peace of some kind, but the problem is it's not exactly peaceful. It's kind of a riff-raff thing, Romulans, Klingons, and Federation and whatnot. And we begin with a stranger coming to a guy that's digging, probably trying to find water, either water or who knows what the hell he's trying to find. He's mining something, and and whatnot.
I thought weapons were forbidden on this planet. Besides, I can't believe you killed me for a field of empty holes. Or a hat. Deep. Oh, my pain. Let us explore it together. Each man hides a secret pain. It must be exposed and reckoned with. It must be dragged from the darkness and forced into the light. Share your pain. Share your pain with me. And gain strength from the share.
Who is this madman? Well, it turns out he's a Vulcan. And how do you find a Vulcan on Nimbus 3? And he joined my quest and stuff. And he's kind of like, well, what does he see? He says starship, but how are you going to find a starship? And, and of course, then he reveals he's a Vulcan, and of course, they jump to the credits and stuff.
Faith, my friend, there are more of us than you know.
So Lawrence Lucille plays Sybock, a villain, the antagonist. I don't know if you want to consider him a villain, but he's an antagonist. Pretty much, he thinks that it's okay to have emotions, which the Vulcans rejected, and he had other things that they kind of made him an outcast, I guess. So when you jump to Yosemite, where Captain Kirk is scaling El Capitan, they give out the start at 84, 54. 0.1 or something, and of course Gene Roddenberry obviously is not doing too well. But anyway, they actually do film in Yosemite. Of course, they also film at Paramount lot too. But anyway, Captain Kirk is pretty much scaling El Capitan with no rope, just with barehanded, and of course, and of course, this is Shatner's directing, so he's doing all a bunch of wide angles of him scaling. And then this is 1989, and of course and of course, then Spock kind of briefly comes down with a anti-gravity boots and kind of just, or whatever, or rocket boots or whatever they were, and just kind of just scares them or something. But Howard Bennett, he produces it. He's kind of acts a little bit in it too. We'll get that in a bit. And of course, this is like the second to last movie Gene Roddenberry is, a mastermind of, behind of, and of course, Howard Bennett helped wrote this story and whatnot. And I can't play scene for scene, but anyway, Spock comes down on his rocket elevator, anti-grav boots, and saying, "You might be one with the rock" and stuff. And of course, it's like Elaine, because they're all on shore leave and stuff. And after, right after Star Trek 4, and meanwhile, Dr. McCoy is kind of observing them bantering and whatnot, and it's kind of like, this is Shatner's joke, because mainly written by William Shatner and stuff, and it's not, it's. I won't say it's the worst, but it's like almost there, like second to the worst of the Star Treks and stuff. But anyway, so we're, like I said, I'm doing that, can't do scene for scene, and of course, I guess it's hard to be a director and an actor at the same time, I guess. But yeah, they're bantering on El Capitan and whatnot.
What are you doing in this neck of the woods?
I have been monitoring your progress.
I'm flattered. 1,200 points of interest in Yosemite, you pick me.
I regret to inform you that the record for reclimbing El Capitan is in no danger of being broken.
I'm not breaking any records. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. Not to mention the most important reason for climbing a mountain.
And that is,
Because it's there.
Captain, I do not think you realize the gravity of your situation.
Of course, he does fall, and of course he captures him, and then, it's the three of them, it's supposed to be I guess it's like, they're trying to do bad comedy in this one, and so yeah, and it's just, they have really, really bad comedy, and so meanwhile, this Romulan lady, like I said, she goes to Paradise City. It's kind of like a raunchy Reno, bad downtown Las Vegas, kind of a bad part of, and of course Shatner has to have a three-boob, three-tit Catwoman and stuff. But she comes in and they meet a humanoid guy. I don't know if he's exactly from Earth or not, but he's human. And then a Klingon saying, "Oh well, a new age," and whatnot, and saying, this is a place for peace and stuff. And of course, it's a rundown dive bar type of paradise. Because obviously, this is not exactly this is actually a failure and stuff. Like I said, I can't do scene for scene, and she's kind of, well, I've come just in time. And there's a lot of these things out, that in new age and stuff, and they're trying to negotiate for peace. The three, it's kind of like a. This is really truly the neutral area they're trying to get, between the Romulans, Klingons, and the Federation. And probably there's some deleted scenes where they call each other names, and meanwhile, Sybock, who brainwashed that one guy, the bald guy, they kind of raid Paradise and take over the city and stuff, and they kind of hold these ambassadors hostage to pretty much to get the Federation involved. Of course, that's going to send I don't know, we don't know about the Romulans, but at least with the Klingons, and of course they pretty much take over this Paradise City on Nimbus 3 and stuff. And of course, it's going to get Federation attention by capturing the hostage, the ambassadors of the Federation Romulan and the Klingon ambassador. That's going to get those two. I don't know. We don't know what happened with the Romulan government. We don't know what happened with them. But obviously, Sybock, easy take over the city and stuff. I guess the point was supposed to be a peaceful city, I guess. And of course, they send a hostage tape or prepare to, and of course, Sybock kind of brainwashes them with their I feel your pain as you saw in the beginning. That's key and whatnot. It's very, very, very key. So meanwhile, we go back to the Enterprise, and the Enterprise has pretty much been, like, I guess it's been warp speed into repair or something. And it's kind of like a big, gigantic mess. And Scotty and Uhura are not on leave, and of course Uhura is pretty much all business, no shore leave at all. And Scotty's still kind of all business. He's trying to fix everything with the Enterprise. Everything, from transporter to every little damn thing is being screwed over and stuff. And of course they're getting a priority call. They and it's like, well, the ship's in practically in no shape to really do anything, but they're being called anyways and whatnot.
What are you doing in this neck of the woods?
I have been monitoring your progress.
I'm flattered. 1,200 points of interest in Yosemite, you pick me.
I regret to inform you that the record for the reclimbing of Capitan is in no danger of being broken.
I'm not breaking any records. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. Not to mention the most important reason for climbing a mountain.
And that is,
Because it's there.
Captain, I do not think you realize the gravity of your situation.
Red alert. Red alert. This is a red alert. Enterprise acknowledge.
This is Enterprise. Identify yourself.
Enterprise, this is Starfleet. We have a priority 7 situation in the neutral zone.
Stand by, Starfleet. Scotty, this is for you.
You can't be serious. The ship's in pieces and we've got less than a skeleton crew aboard.
Starfleet, are you aware of our current status?
Current status understood. Stand by to copy operational orders and recall key personnel.
We're lost.
All right, we're lost. We're making good time.
Commander Sulu, come in, please.
I don't believe this. Commander Sulu here.
Bad news, gentlemen. Shirley's been canceled.
Rescue the blessed.
Return to...
Of course, it's the mid-70s temperature-wise. This is 1989, but it's mid-70s. Chekhov and Sulu. I don't think they really wanted to be in the movie. This is supposed to be the every time they last one, and they keep on suckering themselves to make more and more Star Treks, I guess. Of course, number 6 is the last with the original crew because age does come up with people. But meanwhile, Kirk and McCoy and Spock didn't bring any communicators, so they're kind of just still camping and doing their. And of course, they have the famous comedy scene of row row your boat and stuff. And of course, Dr. McCoy mixes in whiskey with the sauce for the beans and stuff, and a really good flavor of the beans and stuff. And of course, they're joking about his emotions and how he's really gone where no man has gone before. And of course, they're playing. The 3 of them are bantering each other because they're best friends and stuff. The 3 of them, and of course they do the famous row row your boat thing that everybody, you see all the memes on, and of course, Kirk says, I always know I'll die alone and stuff, and Bones says, you really pissed me off, and stuff. You have the lover, of the three best friends and stuff. But yeah, and of course, after making this marshmallow, this device that makes marshmallows, I guess. And it's funny how Spock wasn't familiar with that song because he downloaded all these other songs, or at least memorized all these other songs for camping and stuff. I don't know if Row Your Boat's exactly a camp song. Maybe it's for camp for kids song. I don't know. Maybe it is. It sort of is a camping song. I don't know if it is exactly a camping song. Maybe it is. It's just it's a folk song, I guess. But yeah. And of course, they have to get interrupted by Uhura by doing shit because then, the transporters don't work. Like I said, the ship's a total damn mess and stuff.
I hadn't sung around the campfire since I was a boy in Iowa. What are we going to sing? What? Vulcan. What are we going to sing? How about Countdown Race? Pack up your drums.
Are we leaving, Captain? It's a song title, Spock.
Moon over Rigel 7.
Row your boat.
Row your boat. I love rowing. Do you know row your boat?
That song does not come up in my research, Captain.
The lyrics are very simple. It's row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. The doctor and I will start it off, and then we'll give you a signal. You jump in. Doctor, if you please.
Don't know who wrote it, but I'm not going to say anything. Meanwhile, the Klingons are to get a signal, and of course, this husband and wife team, and I guess they were husband and wife in real life, real workout crew of some kind. They actually, sorry, I'm a little on the exhausted side, but yeah. They get a signal too, and meanwhile, the Klingon commander, he's like, well, they're gonna send a Federation. And of course, he shoots out an old Earth satellite for some reason. I don't know why he does that, but he did. And like I said, I can't do scene for scene. And Uhura comes down with the shuttle cover. Obviously, like, he wanted to get away from technology, and he made a mistake though, saying, "Oh, I haven't sent a Camptown song, Camp song, because I was basically Rolling Hills. It's not forced. Error on their part. Canadian living in California. What do you expect? But anyway, so yeah, so they get there, and of course, like I said, I cannot do scene for scene. And but anyway, so they get back to the Enterprise and stuff, and of course, McCoy and Spock still banter. I'll ask the tallest ship stars, and how do you know? How come you know? Because you're well versed in the lyrics. And of course, they're probably insert jokes here and so jokes there. Some are pretty good, some are pretty bad. Like I said, I can't do every little scene and stuff. And of course, Enterprise is still like practically a mess. And of course, you have the scene where they go to the bridge, and of course, he says you need a shot. And of course, they see his daughter, and of course, they have the Harvey Bennett, who plays the Admiral. They show, like I said, he has his daughter there. William Shatner's actual daughter is actually there, and who knows? I don't know what happened to William Shatner's daughter. It's a good question. No one knows. If you know, let me know in the comments. So anyway, Harvey Bennett tells him, here's the hostage tape. Why me? Why me? Because no experienced commanders. He should be back to Admiral, but he's the most experienced person in Starfleet to handle this. As we know from Star Trek and stuff. But yeah, so that's what we got here.
Captured the only settlement. And they've taken hostages. The Klingon, the Romulan, the Federation councils. Now, I know Enterprise is not exactly up to specs.
With all due respect, the Enterprise is a disaster. There must be other ships in the quantum.
Other ships, yes. But no experienced commanders.
There's his daughter.
I need Jim Kirk. Your orders are to proceed to Nimbus 3, assess the situation, and avoid a confrontation if possible. Above all, however, get those hostages back safely.
Have the Klingons respond?
No, but you can bet they will.
Understood. Kirk out. Plot course for Nimbus 3, Mr. Sulu.
Aye, sir. Course plotting.
I'm afraid the ship's problems will have to be solved en route. Since we're undermanned, I'm counting on each one of you to give us best. End of speech. Let's go to work.
Jim.
Yeah, and of course, the Klingons get the same message. And of course, they realize, oh, it's Kirk's ship and stuff. And of course, this guy, and of course, they had this thing where I guess General Cord, I guess, outdid him in some sort of thing. I guess I don't know. But yeah. So they get released hostage, and of course Spock realizes, oh, it's Sybock, that's his half brother and stuff, and life and death stuff, life, death, and of course they already did comedy, but this is and of course it's like, well, maybe life is a dream, and and of course they don't reveal that he's looking for God and stuff, and so heading, and then where no man has gone before and stuff. I can't do, and so of course, Scotty still has, so they have to use a shuttlecraft to get down, and of course, they go far away from the city, and of course, Chekhov is used to deploy whatnot. But meanwhile, Hura distracts because to get men out and stuff, and it's like she does a nude scene. And I guess she was really good looking for, of course they don't show anything, but she doesn't need, to distract the terrorists and whatnot. And as they get, and of course, meanwhile, things kind of backfire with that, because even though Kirk and Spock steal horses and they bring Sulu along, things kind of backfired and whatnot. And of course, the Klingons are pursuing too, and they're going to shoot. This guy's going to shoot at anything and everything, and whatnot. Like I said, I can't show scene for scene and whatnot. But obviously, their cover is blown because they thought they were the watch party and stuff and whatnot. Like I said, I can't shoot scene for scene. So they kidnap the shuttlecraft, but meanwhile the Klingons are moving in, and the Klingons are moving in. Of course, they have to shoot. Of course, they have to do emergency plan B. So, I'm going really quickly through because I don't have all the space on my chip to do all this. But they have to do, to get away from the Klingons because the Klingons are attacking them, and this guy's just kind of rogue. Rogue Klingon, and he's want to but they have to do like a sub warp speed to crash into the shuttle bay and stuff because they have no transporters and stuff, so they kind of just have to transport. And of course, Klingon Cord, General Cord kind of tells them, he says, well. If my right, they'll strike, and because they're pretty wild and stuff. Remember, Klingons are the bad guys and stuff. And like I said, they after getting captured. But so anyway, pretty much Sybock brainwashes everybody. He brainwashes Sulu and Uhura. And everybody except for Scotty gets brainwashed with his pain business, whatever witchcraft or whatever crap he does to brainwash them. And of course he throws Kirk, Spock, and McCoy in the brig and stuff. And of course then he tells what's our course heading, and we're going to the center of the universe to Shakari. It's supposed to be, I guess, a heaven. That was done before in a Star Trek episode, Shakari, the chosen, Eden, Garden Eden, paradise planet area, and of course he's going to find God, and so that's done before, as and they have these jokes here and there, and of course like I said, I can't do scene for scene, but like I said, it's just, like I said, they crash into that. Like I said, I can't do scene for scene, I have limited chip space, limited time, and whatnot. And but yeah, they cry. Of course, they go to like I said, he's trying to brainwash everyone. And of course, then Spock admits, "Oh, I never had a I had a brother, and now I don't have a brother, but it's your half brother." He reveals that to him. Like I said, there's a lot of corny jokes here and there and stuff. And of course, this Klingon commander's like, he's good. He just wants Captain Kirk because Captain Kirk's a legend and stuff. But yeah, everybody except for Scotty is pretty much brainwashed and whatnot. And like I said, I can't do every scene because that'd be copyright. But it's just they get thrown in a brig and stuff. But yeah, and of course Scotty releases them, and they have to escape. They're trying to send an SOS out because their ship is now, the Enterprise is now hostage.
Following new course, warp set. Estimated destination at 6.7 hours present speed.
Now that we're underway, it's time I announced my intentions to the rest of the ship. Brave crew of the Starship Enterprise. Consider the question, Sister. These are the questions which man has asked ever since he first gazed at the stars and dreamed. My Vulcan ancestors were ruled by their emotions. They felt with their hearts. They made love with their hearts. They believed with their hearts. But above all else, they believed in a place in which these questions of existence would be answered. Modern dogma tells us this place is a myth.
They're being, hijacked to center of the galaxy to find Shakari and whatnot. And of course, Kirk and Spock have to send it out, and no one's hearing them except for the Klingons who pursue, 0000, which is the center of the universe, or the center of the galaxy, of the Milky Way galaxy and stuff. And of course, Sybock, of course, Scotty gets knocked down and whatnot, but they climb, and of course they have there's a lot of in jokes, going on, a lot of corny in jokes and stuff. And of course, they say, "Well, I have no pain." He's doing his brainwashing thing with the pain thing, and he tries to demonstrate the pain. He starts, releases McCoy and Spock, and Kirk says, "I don't have no pain," but he gives him these hallucination things and stuff, and to release their pain, to his brainwashing technique, so and whatnot, so.
Once that's done, fear cannot stop you. Sounds like brainwashing to me. Your pain is the deepest of all. I can feel it. Can't you? Some kind of trick.
So, yeah, he kind of, doing euthanasia to his dad, and I guess the only thing that Spock was hiding was, oh yeah, well, Sarah caught him so human and stuff, and but anyway, so he refuses, and of course, then they finally get to the Great Barrier, because I guess the center of the universe has some sort of barrier thing. Probably that god creature, that devil god creature, probably created a barrier. Because we're doing religion here, I guess, it's supposed to be the devil, and bondage and stuff. Like I said, there was a Shakari thing done in the past and stuff. And I'm trying to do, you know, and of course they do things by the book. They had send a shuttlecraft down, 3-1 plus Sybock go down to the planet and see what they're dealing with and stuff. And of course, all of a sudden these rocks form, and of course the Klingons aren't pursuing, and of course they're not. No one's everybody's monitoring this and stuff. I said I can't do scene for scene, but yeah, that's where we're at here. And of course this thing reveals itself and whatnot, and it's not. And he thinks it's God, but it's not God. It's a different being altogether.
With a starship.
This starship, could it carry my wisdom beyond the barrier?
It could, yes.
Then I shall make use of this starship.
It will be your chariot. Excuse me.
It will carry my power to every corner of creation.
Excuse me, I'd just like to ask a question. What does God need with a starship?
Bring the ship closer.
I said, what does God need with a starship? Jim, what are you doing? I'm asking you a question.
Who is this creature?
Well, don't you know? Aren't you God?
Has his doubts.
You doubt me?
Seek proof. Yeah. You don't ask the Almighty for his ID.
Then here is the proof you see.
But yeah, obviously, he's not God. He's some sort of devil character, or some demon character, devil or demon. And he's that, and of course, Spock. Why is what is you need this? And of course, he saw, the line where he got shot, and what does he need with the starship? And of course, he's not God at all. And of course, Sybock realizes it too, because this isn't God. This is some demon character, and yeah, sorry, I have a lot of thoughts going on in my mind, but yeah, it's some sort of demon character, and then yeah, it's like, oh, they gotta get out. Now this creatures attack everything, destroys the sun. And of course, then the Klingons come out of nowhere, and Scotty has minimal power for the transporter. That was the thing was Sybock, they kind of melded with each other and become an evil being, I guess, and this is Sybock's fault, whatnot, and Kirk already ordered torpedoes to shoot down stuff. This is not God, but anyway, so that, and of course the Klingons, because the Enterprise is not 100%, so, and of course I guess there was supposed to be Rockman chasing them, and that never came out. I guess they didn't have the budget for that, so, there's a lot of deleted, a lot of mistaken stuff, so.
What about you? You can't just leave him down there. He's gonna look like himself, Doctor. Status report.
Klingon captain wishes to name his terms, Mr. Spock.
On screen.
This is Captain Claw, Klingon Empire. Time to raise shields for our weapons, and I will destroy you. You are alive for a single reason. The renegade James T. Garrett. Handing over, and I will spell your names. My transporter stands ready to beat him aboard.
Captain Kirk is not among us.
Lie.
I'm a Vulcan. I'm incapable of lying. Captain Kirk is on the planet below.
Then give me his coordinates.
And of course, General Cord kind of talks to him, tell him stand down, and has Spock beam aboard to destroy the demon character with their. I'm surprised I guess the Enterprise had no photon torpedoes or something. I don't know. But and of course, beams down. Sorry, I'm just having a really exhausted, frustrating day today, I guess. But anyway, and of course Spock is the one that shoots down the demon creature, and of course then they beam up Kirk and saves him and stuff, and of course, you know, happy ending, and you know, with the two ships leaving that center of the galaxy and whatnot.
Welcome aboard, Captain. I thought I was going to die. Not possible. You were never alone. Please, Captain. Not in front of the Klingons.
When Sybock was killed, everybody was back to themselves again. That's when I guess when Sybock was killed. Everybody, you know, kind of regained, you know, from the brainwashing that they had. And you know, Cord and the Romulan and they're, I guess they're all, and of course they have a scene with the when muscle lady Klingon, and they're drinking Romulan, and of course they, well, God's not out there, maybe it's just in the human heart. And of course then we just jump, you know, of course it says where no man has gone before, you know, it's kind of, you know, that's the whole thing, the point of it. So then we just jump to things. But anyway, so yeah, we jump to the final scene, and of course now Spock's playing his instrument, his like his leotard, or, you know, whatever instrument, his Vulcan, whatever instrument. They, you know, you've seen it, if you've seen it on the TV show, you played it on the TV show, it's the same instrument. And of course he decides to play and actually sing along with them, row your boat, you know, because Kirk was always trying to tell him, you know, it's always good to be human, trying to get him, bring his human half out of him, I guess. And, you know, happy ending with the three of them back at Yosemite with the campfire and stuff and whatnot. And he did have a brother, by the way. I mean, if you watched that, he did have a brother that was killed, so.
Sit there, lock that thing. Bring it in place. Gently down the street. Your life is but a gently down the street. Merrily, 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 gently down the street. Merrily, 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 gently down the street.
So that was Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. I cannot do scene for scene. But yeah, you know, directed by William Shatner this time. And yeah, it's not the greatest, not the best. Sorry if I'm a little exhausted and whatnot. But yeah, so it's okay. You know, it's kind of not the greatest of Star Treks. But you know, it's just a poorly budgeted Star Trek, very badly written. You know, with good and bad jokes here and there. And yeah, Star Trek V: The Final Frontier is Giant 2B signing off.